Hey guys, David Yates here at Clearwater Marine Aquarium doing what we do best. This is a green sea turtle. Now if you watch Dolphin Tale 2, we actually showed the story of a sea turtle named Mavis that we rescued, rehabbed, and released. So this is what we're all about. The dolphins kind of make the headlines. But most of our rehab work actually on the animal care side is with sea turtles. I have Dr. Shelley, our vet here, who by the way is our employee of the year as of last night. She's very tired. She's been working many hours. A lot's been going on here. So this is a green sea turtle that is a threatened species. And talk a little bit about what happened and what are we doing today.
So anytime a new turtle comes in, they go through an intake process, and that involves getting some basic parameters: temperature, heart rate, respiratory rate, a little bit of blood just to check their hydration level as well as their electrolytes and just kind of see how they're doing. What John's doing right now is he's actually administering some fluid. So this animal's very emaciated. He's very skinny. This will help kind of increase his blood pressure. It's got a little bit of sugar in it, so it's going to bump up his blood sugar, hopefully get him a little bit more active. Along with that, we also give some vitamins and some antibiotics just to kind of cover our bases and give them a boost to their immune system.
So we have two issues. We have this, which came in under an entanglement. This is fishing line, monofilament line, which is very dangerous and bad for marine life. And came in, there's actually some right now also that is wrapped up around this turtle, which now is named
Yarrow.
Yarrow, which is a flower, I understand, which I just found out. I learned something new today.
Yes.
And anyway, so it was an entanglement, but also we have something else going on, Shelley can talk about. It's called PAPS. Talk a little bit about PAPS, what it is. So this turtle has two issues. The disentanglement we're doing right now on the fishing line, which is in my hands right here, and the PAPS. What is PAPS? Tell me kind of what that is and what do we try to do with that?
So sea turtles, green sea turtles in particular, get a herpes virus that creates these fibropapilloma tumors. And they're these cauliflower kind of soft tissue tumors that you can see on the front of the flipper, the eyes, but they can pretty much affect any part of the turtle. So what these do is they don't necessarily impede the turtle's ability to get around, or they're not life-threatening in and of themselves, but they inhibit the animal from swimming normally and potentially finding food, so they can be very debilitating long term.
And what is our process? Explain to our audience what we do, what's our process. The entanglement is what it is. We're trying to disentangle the fishing line, of course, which you're doing right now. But for the PAPS, how long can it take? It can be anywhere from months to a couple of years. But for this turtle, what would you think would be the process we would go through lengthwise, and the process of doing surgeries to remove the PAPS? How long do you think that would take place?
So for this turtle in particular, we have a set of parameters. They need to have a certain blood level that needs to be appropriate, and then they also need to be at a healthy weight. Going through surgery can be very stressful, and we want the animal to have the best outcome possible. So this particular animal, I think, would probably be here for several months. He needs to put on some weight, get a little bit healthier, and then we would reassess whether or not he's a good candidate and how we would be for anesthesia. So he's got a long road ahead of him.
So talk briefly about the research on PAPS right now, because nobody seems to know the exact cause of PAPS. It's my view. But what's happening in that world as far as you know about PAPS and what it is? It's very common, especially on green sea turtles in the Gulf of Mexico.
Correct, and especially here we seem to have a really high prevalence of it. The majority of what we see on our greens is PAPI greens. We don't see non-PAPI greens. There's a ton of research going on right now, and unfortunately we just don't have the answers yet. So we do the best we can and try and do everything we can to get them back as quickly as possible, but unfortunately we just don't have a lot of answers, but we're working on it.
And we believe the stats are that for every subadult adult we rehab represents about 1,000 hatchlings, because we think 1 in 1,000 hatchlings makes it to adulthood. So every subadult or adult we get back in the wild really equals 1,000 hatchlings. So our work is important on a number of fronts. Sea turtle nesting is important. This is very important also. And this is the problem, guys. This is a monofilament line again. So if you're a fisherman, we're not asking you not to fish, but fish smart. Don't let your fishing line go overboard. If you have hooks, make sure you have a container on your boat to put these things so you don't fly overboard, or on a pier, wherever you're at. Find a container to put these things in, because the turtles will find them. They're very good at finding anything out in the wild to swallow, eat, and get wrapped up in. So these are amazing creatures, a big part of what we do, a big part of our rehab work. How cute is that? I mean, come on, they're sea turtles, right? You can't go wrong with that. So we love our work here. And pan a little bit around. I want to show the rest of our team here. This is Brian right here. This is John, our vet tech over, some of our other team members. We also have some, this is a lot of our medications and stuff here. You can kind of see how we do things as far as this is a literally a hospital room in that sense for animals. It's a big part of what we do. And somebody's phone is ringing right now. That is not mine. But anyway, guys, this is what we're all about. So, and by the way, these patients do not have insurance. They do not have Medicare or Obamacare or anything else. If you want to help us, go on seawater.com and donate. Or come see us if you're in the area, and you can see us actually do this work on a daily basis. So, Shelley, thanks. John, good job. Brian, good job, team. Say goodbye to Yarrow, who is hopefully will be out in the wild in a few months. That's our goal of rescue, rehab, and release. And go to seawater.com to learn more about our work. Thanks, guys.